We can just go off the cuff, right?
Yeah, I'll give Dave his moment. Go on, Dave. Go on. Introduce us then.
Okay, welcome everyone. This is our second week of SMYM TV, which stands for Show Me Your Medals. which,
Hey, I don't have any medals around me right now.
which we all know is the standard for judging whether a player is good or not, is the amount of medals they have. So
Scientifically proven.
it's black and white.
It's black
You've
and
either
white.
got a medal or you don't. Great.
And what happens when you don't have a medal, Dave? You mean nothing. You're irrelevant. You're irrelevant to the conversation.
Yeah,
Right.
you are. You're not a goat without medals.
No.
G-Sun Park over Sun was the original Show Me Your Medals convo, by the way.
Exactly. And that's why Harry Kane is a one season wonder. He's got no medals.
Here we go with that now, Dave.
All right. On that bombshell, game reviews. Who wants to go first? Let's start with.
I'll go first because our match was first, right?
Yeah.
Arsenal versus
Mighty Forest.
the Mighty Forest. I think overall, I think we could have done better. I think in the first half we were very
Hold on.
solid.
Did it not record?
Yeah, it's recording.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, okay. You sure? Yeah.
It says record.
Okay, sorry. I've got
Fine.
something else here. My bad.
The mighty Nottingham Forest, the Hoods. I thought it was a result that didn't really tell us exactly what happened. I think we lost a little bit of control in the second half, especially when now that we know that Timber has an ACL injury, which is gonna set him back, I don't know, 7 months. ACL is usually a very long time, like, and it's just typical of an Arsenal player to get injured for that long after not having any injury problems at all. It's the same with Partey. Before Partey came over to Arsenal, he was like injury free pretty much most of the time. Once a player steps into that curse of being signing with Arsenal, it's like that's it. But on the whole, it was good. Saliba, excellent. Ben White, excellent. Timber before he came off, excellent. Ramsdale, could have done better with the goal, I think, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
Goalkeepers Union, you two should know, right? You two should know. Goal. He didn't do his job, basically.
He was disappointed that he let that one in.
Yeah, I'd be disappointed if I let that in. I'm not that good though. But on the whole, generally, I put Nketiah in my fantasy because I knew that he'd step up. I knew he'd get a goal against Forest. But everyone else is very much standard. The one player that I felt was quite frustrating and didn't really make the most of his chances is Kai. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he showed glimpses of a player that we hope him to be, and it is the first game, so I don't want to go too much into it. But I just feel like he could have done more. He just feels very lackluster. He doesn't feel like he is the Arsenal player that we need in terms of energy. You know, you see Martin Odegaard running around everywhere, Martinelli running. Everyone is running around except for him. I don't know if he's just like got some sort of like injury, or it just doesn't feel like he's really determined.
Yeah, but that's the habit of Chelsea that we were saying that Arsenal was paying for.
Yeah.
And like I said, again, it was only one game, but we don't know what Arsenal thought they were going to get out of him. Like again, they wanted the Leverkusen habit, so it's you know 60 mil for the Chelsea habits, isn't it? So
yeah,
like I said, still early days.
Yeah, I mean, Chelsea.
He must have done something right in training to get like game time, right?
I'd seriously, I'd rather have Smith Rowe in there.
What's up with
for
Smith?
the
He's back
energy.
from
Yeah,
injury,
he's
right?
dropped off
He's
completely.
back. He's back for a long time, but I'm not sure what Arteta's plan is for him because it seems like he, at the moment, is a bit part player. I
Mm.
just don't. I personally don't feel like Kai Havertz fits the style that we want to play, like high intense, pressing energy, um, hungry for the ball. He just doesn't feel like he's hungry for it. I don't know if you watched any of it. I watched it all, and I just thought moments of brilliance, but a very lackluster performance. And I don't want to be like honing in on the guy, but I just didn't think he played that well. Like for the opportunities that he had in front of goal, like a couple of times now, I just don't see it right now.
Yeah,
Well,
guys,
you had him as the biggest flop, so he's probably still.
I
he's
did
he's
have
not
him as that,
particularly
but I
right.
just hope he's not. I can only hope, but I just can see it because of it just seems very lazy. It's like when Willian came in, or um, who was the other really sort of lazy player? I mean, Ozil started to get like that in terms of the latter part of his career with Arsenal. It just felt really lackluster. It just didn't feel like he was trying. He does remind me of Ozil, Kai, towards the end of his career. Like just didn't look like he cared that much.
You know, Timber's out again, so
Yeah,
Zinchenko's coming back from injury.
yeah.
What's it like? I don't. Why is Kieran Tierney so out of favour with Arteta?
I think it's just the system. Kieran Tierney is an out and out fullback,
Yeah.
um, and he'll have that defensive and attacking role. But I just don't think Arteta is wanting to utilize because he plays inverted fullbacks, right?
Mm-mm.
So he'd rather the fullback go into midfield defensive position rather than attacking the wings.
I guess yeah.
Um,
But what the few seasons Tierney when he first played, he was
No, who's
pretty
good?
tidy
Who's
for the
good?
first
with Unai, yeah.
for
But
the season
Unai's
and the
system's different from Arteta's, right?
yeah. As soon as
And when
Arteta's come in,
Arteta
he's done
first
that.
came in, he's trying to feel feel the squad and trying to see where the strengths are.
Yeah.
And I think for the system that we're using, he feels like that particular system with the inverted fullbacks is the best system in terms of stability. Um, but I'm always under the impression is that you should always have a plan B, like different tactical options. I just don't feel like Arteta really has that. He reminds me of Arsene when he was quite stubborn
Yeah.
in his tactics and
Yeah.
not changing it. Yeah.
It's plan A, and if plan A don't work, just make plan A a bit better, isn't it?
It looks that way at the moment. I don't see him changing anything
Mm.
right now. I mean, we went back to a 4-4-2 after Timber came off because there's nothing else we can do after that in terms of the players available. But I don't know. I was disappointed that we conceded because we were in so much control in the first half. But the second half, it all changed once Timber came off, I
Yeah,
feel.
Yeah.
But
How long is he out for?
he's done for a while. I
It's
think.
ACL, bro.
Yeah.
ACL is like 6 to 8 months. ACL.
Yeah, which is crazy. Like I said, first game, new signing. It's as if basically that signing don't exist, isn't it? Back to square one. Back to was Zinchenko, Tommy Asu covers left back, left and right back. So
Yeah. There are words on the grapevine, but City don't want to sell to us. It's Cancelo and Laporte.
okay, yeah.
I don't know if we can get them.
Laporte's
I don't
gone
even
to.
know we have the funds,
Yeah,
but
this Arteta raiding his own club again, like all City's rejects.
I wouldn't call them rejects. I wouldn't call
Yeah.
them rejects. You call them rejects?
Yeah, but
Laporte's
City
gone.
discards,
Laporte's
isn't
gone to
it? City
Saudi.
discards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, City discards, but City's squad is all quality though, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. No,
Did you
I'm
not
saying
say?
they would improve any team, but it does just that kind of feel, isn't it? You know, City don't want to, we'll
Okay.
take it. Yeah.
I'll take him all day long. Any of them, all day long. But yeah, that's enough about Arsenal. Was I happy with the result? Yeah. Was I happy with the performance? The second half really
In it.
it just brought back memories of the same old Arsenal. You know that saying, the same old Arsenal. It just
Yeah,
brought
we
back
waited for
memories of
that.
that.
But look, you can't argue too much. 2-1 first game.
It's all about the
That's
result.
it.
It's
You
all
know,
about the result.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. I
still
don't
on
I don't
target
want to
for
take
9 wins
away
out of
from
9, isn't it?
the win. A win's a win at the end of the day, and that's what champions do, just wins, right?
Yeah.
You're not champions.
Talking of wins, wins that all that matters. A win's a win. It's moving on to Man United swiftly. 1-0 against Wolves, but geez, terrible game. And yeah, it was Man United at home against Wolves, but it just felt like Wolves were the home team or whatnot. I think that's the stats were. I guess they've had what 20 plus shots. Onana made like I think 6 saves, clear cut chances, and Wolves just couldn't finish their dinners. And then to our guy Mason Mount, who you said got to play on your hands, cheap as chips. He was terrible, like bad. But again, it comes down to first game, so it's a bit like Kai Havertz. You can't judge too much on first game. But going on the first game, I think that even the eye test, he was bad. Stat test, if you look, it was bad. So I've looked earlier. He had 30 touches whole game, 21 attempted passes, and only 17, completed. And I think of that, he's probably it was the lowest of the Man United squad, and I think just one Wolves guy with a lower pass attempt or success rate. So that game just literally passed him by. But yeah, like I said, again, tip for the flop of the season, and so far proven the prophecy correct. And he just didn't do anything. Like even Ericsson would have done a bit better than what Mount would have done, and especially as Mount was brought on to be a creative element, literally not offering anything. So we'll have to see how that one turns out.
What's
Onana,
your opinion on that? Like his performance?
like on stats, he's made 6 saves, but if you look at the highlights, he actually, a lot of them were just straight at him. But I mean, he did his job in it, as we say. Like you can only say what's put in front of you. Who knows if it's David De Gea might bullet one through his legs or whatnot. So he stood strong, stood tall. But a lot of them, the Wolves finishing were pretty bad. And
They've lost their strikers though, haven't they?
yeah, they lost their striker, so I'll be up front. That Cunha looked good. He had a few. He was like boss in the midfield. Mateus was boss in the midfield. Did some of these deep runs. Basically, they literally overran the Man United midfield, which was fun. Watch the highlights. Watch the match. There's so many deep laying runs. They just ran through Casemiro like he weren't there, and obviously Mount anonymous.
I'm surprised Wolves played that good, to be honest, because they
that's why Wolves played that good. Because again, looking at it, like think about Wolves being Wolves, they're not that great anyway. And then bear in mind they've literally lost their manager 3-4 days before the season kick off. That Gary O'Neill come in, and then like you just think there's all elements there for them to get smashed. But they just pull out a performance, and they've lost a few players like Neves, important player for them. But I guess
Jimenez.
Yeah, it was just a combo of Wolves doing well, playing well, and Man United just having a proper off day. But what can you do? I mean,
Was it Man United playing bad, or was it Wolves playing really well?
I think Man United made Wolves look like superstars. You know what I mean? Like literally opening that pathway in the midfield to let them run through. We unopposed. You literally like I said, those guys. Cunha looked amazing. Mateus looked amazing, but they're probably like okay players, but Man United made them look like world beaters. You know what I mean?
Lucky to get the win.
100% lucky to get the win.
Wow.
Like I said, although
if you had said anything different, I'd be slating you right now.
And we can't finish without not talking about that Stonewall penalty that should have been. I mean, there's well, I would have said there's no one on earth who said that isn't a pen, but we do know someone, I guess. But anyway. Stonewall Pen literally came out and assaulted the guy. But it does actually open a topic.
GBH.
Yeah, GBH. But what's your thoughts on, like, we've seen a few, but like when a striker takes their shot and then they get fouled by the keeper, like rushing at keeper. Do you think they are pens, or is it an opinion of the striker's had his shot, he's missed, we move on?
Yeah,
it's the timing of it, right? It's the timing of where the ball is.
Yeah,
in conjunction with the timing of the tackle. If
yeah.
he's shot and the defender's gone in,
Keeper, like it's more the keeper's a better example because I can see sometimes when a defender makes a late tackle and he's taking a shot, it can be given a pen. But I think there's a lot more leniency when it's the keeper because the keeper's made like kind of like he's rushed out a legit attempt and the attempt's already been made. Because what I'm saying is that if the attempt's not made and then the striker's a bit more sneaky and just kind of nudges it forward, and then the keeper gets him, that's what pens are given, isn't it?
that's a pen. Yeah.
Yeah, that's 100%
You
pen.
play.
But I'm
He's
saying,
the striker's played for the pen.
yeah, it plays my pen. But we've got the ones where the striker would take the shot, like miss, and then the keeper clatters into them, and then mostly, I mean, I guess.
He can't. I understand what you mean. He can't be a pen because he's taking his shot, and if the ball's gone over, if there's no way that he can recover and get like.
Yeah, but then see, so that's one argument of it, but that's not quite technically correct because that's like saying it should be a foul's a foul regardless of where the ball is. But you're saying he's had his opportunity, the keeper's fouled him, and it's not given. And I don't know if you saw the example. A good example, well, the two contrast example is the one I sent recently when Arsenal got the penalty off Edison, like literally took the shot, clattered to him. But it's telling because the players themselves don't appeal for it. They're literally also of, look, he's had his shot, let's move on. But in that case, the referee gave the foul, and that's when we're like, what the hell? But then more recently, the Arsenal one, I don't know if you saw it, the keeper rush out, literally, the guy took a shot, and then the keeper clipped him 100%. The referee's like no pen. Yeah, I think with these things, it's case by case. I am of the mind if the strikers had their shot, and the keeper clips them, you give the keeper benefit of doubt for, attempting to save. But it's just, yeah. But back to the Onana's one, 100% a pen. I mean, that literally, he just came out, bodied him, clotheslined him, hugged him, and everything. And it is a pen anyway because the referees have even come out and admitted their mistake. But it's just.
Is that not a cause for concern for you to have replaced a goalkeeper as eccentric as that?
Yeah.
There is a mistake in Onana. Like there's some things that I've seen. I know it's just a video, a YouTube video, but there's some things that I've seen on there are very questionable in the way that he's handled certain situations.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable with that?
I think so because of the qualities was shine through. Obviously, we saw what DDG lacked, and then the lack of confidence with the defenders that he had when the people passed back to him. It's a bit like when I'm in goal, kind of. Like, don't pass to me, I don't want the ball. That was David Gea, right? So, they're obviously signing Onana for his passing abilities. So, and the fact that first game he's got his clean sheet, we've got nothing to complain about. So far so good.
I feel if you're always going to play out the back, it's always risky anyway.
Yeah.
I know he's got a mistake in him, but you could say the same about
every keeper's got a mistake.
When you play out the back,
yeah. Do you know what? Like the goalkeeper he reminds me of is like Fabian Barthez. He was decent, but he was always up to these almost unnecessary, silly tricks. But that was part of his game. You know what I mean? And then overall, Barthez, was good, was solid. So I think Onana, if he just keeps clotheslining players and not giving penalties, we'll be fine. Yeah.
Is he worth it for 5 mil on FPL?
On FPL, I thought you could say, is he worth it for 50 mil in real life? And I'll say, in real life, 50 mil, like I said last time, that's just an inflated price. Yeah. 5 mil on FPL, 100%, go for it. 6 saves. He'll probably get an assist or two, 2 bonus points, Yeah, go on.
Okay.
FPL Tipsy there.
Were there any players that impressed you on the first match?
Nah, Man United.
I don't think you had any real new signings.
Yeah. So Onana, the striker, Holland's not played yet, and Mount. Those three. So yeah, nothing. Well, obviously we've covered Mount so far so shit. Onana doing his job. B-Tech Haaland, wait and see.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Cool.
Liverpool Chelsea. Talk to me, Dave. What are we saying?
disappointing. I think.
Did you feel that you could have won it?
No, no. I think performance is disappointing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I felt like Chelsea were
that's
on
what I
top.
mean. Not disappointed that we didn't win. Like we didn't deserve
Okay.
to win. And
Right.
when we first scored, we were probably decent up to that point. But then after we scored, I don't know what happened. We got over. I mean, I didn't know what happened. We got overrun in midfield. Like,
Okay.
yeah, and I think we talked about it last week about losing two key players, and yeah, it showed. It showed. So I think it was disappointing that the level of performance wasn't what I was expecting to see. The goal was really good though. He was played that from the back all the way through midfield, and then Salah on the right, and his through ball was like inch perfect to Diaz. It slid in, so I like that goal. But then, we let them back in. But I would say that Chelsea had probably the better chances after that. They had more possession. They looked more dangerous. I think at one point we were just holding on. Like they were throwing everything at us, and then defensively we held on for that draw. But yeah, I think that the performance level was disappointing, and I know it's one game, it's hard to judge, but yeah, I felt like we were overrun in midfield, and I know Chelsea are the home team, but Liverpool's game is all about possession as well, so we didn't do that. So I didn't think any of new signings really did that much.
Szoboszlai was decent, nah?
It was okay, but
It was good. He showed glimpses of quality. Like it's his first
you
game.
even said at the start, Havertz showed glimpses of quality. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it doesn't contribute to the whole performance for sure. But
Yeah, and
I still rate whatever his name is.
Szoboszlai.
Shalabshai. Yeah, whatever.
No, I do too, but I don't think he really set the world on fire. Nor did McAllister, and obviously I wanted us to keep a clean sheet as well. That didn't happen.
It's Chelsea though. It's not as if it's an easy game. It's like
no, it's not.
No, but you lot were going off at the start saying, "Oh, Chelsea ain't gonna be there."
yeah, they're not gonna be there, but still, they're still gonna be a big team. A big team. They've got loads of decent players, a lot of attacking array. If anything, like I said, Chelsea had proper good chances. There's a Modric chance at the very end. Where you cut it back, but the defender made an interception. He could have, done a bit better there.
Yes, Sterling had a lot of the ball on the right
Sterling's
as well.
awful.
They kept attacking down the right hand
Yeah,
side.
so bad.
So.
I don't know how they do it. Don't know how they're doing it. They're not even. I don't know if they're. Who's gone in for the release clause for Olise from Crystal Palace? It's not City, is it?
No, Chelsea.
It was Chelsea.
He confirmed to Chelsea now.
He confirmed. Here we go.
Pretty much confirmed. It's not quite got a here we go, but I think 80%. I think. But Chelsea's doing a madness again because if you remember it right, they had all these players from last season. They've sold loads because literally Lampard was coming out. In that interview saying they had too many heads there. Had to run 2 training sessions. So it seems like they've got a load of players and they're going to focus on like one group. And now they're making signings left, right, and centre again. They've literally got Caicedo, they've got Latvia, and then now they've got Elise. So it's like, hold on, I guess
but the one Pochettino's signings where you feel that he's probably got more to say. And the thing about Aloisi, his brother plays for Chelsea.
Oh, a youngster one.
Oh,
yeah, his younger brother plays for Chelsea.
okay.
Yeah.
So that's a bit.
Well, is that side of town though, isn't it?
Yeah.
West London.
But
How do you feel though, Dave, about those signings slipping through your fingers? How do you feel?
I'm glad we didn't get Caicedo because 110 million is fucking bonkers.
Okay.
For someone who's played 18 months in Prem.
Now hear me out. Yeah, I got a bit of inside info on this Caicedo deal, right? So I actually don't. I heard that I actually don't think Liverpool ever wanted Caicedo, but De Zerbi and Klopp are kind of drinking friends, and De Zerbi gave Klopp a call and said, hey mate, Chelsea's messing us about. You give a call to your chairman and say you want to make a bid for 110 million, and just to force the price up, and then that would happen, and then that's kind of what happened, and then Chelsea's falling for the trap.
You sound like that girl from Talksport.
Yeah.
I was a bit worried. I think, are they gonna get my drift or not?
You sound like that girl, mate.
Sorry to interrupt your train of thought. Yeah, back to
No, so I'm glad we did. Regardless of whether we wanted them or not, whatever, 110 is crazy money, and
You wouldn't have Casado.
You think, but we didn't go for Bellingham for 85, and we go for Casado for 110. That's like crazy. I know.
But Bellingham didn't want to go to Liverpool.
Well,
it was always Real Madrid from day one.
Yeah,
that's where he sees his step up.
I see have a lot of Liverpool fans saying, "Oh, all this like we should have went for Bellingham, yada yada yada." But I think ultimately Bellingham must have just said, "Nah, I want to go Real Madrid." The pull of Real Madrid was just too much.
Hala Madrid.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the other guy, is that confirmed?
Who?
Endo.
Oh, Lavia.
Lavia. Yeah.
Lavia's gone to Chelsea too. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go, right?
I think here we go. Yeah, I think
yeah. So we lost out. How do I feel about that? Like I said, I don't know much about Lavia. For 60 million for a 19-year-old that's played one season, again,
came out of City Academy though.
Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. So
what do you mean it doesn't mean anything?
So did Sancho.
Doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that every player that comes out of academy is really good.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But there is a certain. I feel like there's a certain pedigree there. No. There's a certain pedigree there. Like if those academy players were to go out in terms of going out on a free, being released, I still think they'll do pretty well. There's a few examples of that.
No, I don't think every academy player can come out shit.
Not every. Not every.
But I don't think we should. Yeah, I don't think it's true that just because they come from a reputable academy doesn't mean that they're good. Obviously, they've got the best training facilities, best coaches, but then a lot of them don't make it. Like, there's only one out of. I don't know what the stats are, but you look at City. Who's come out of the academy? Obviously, Foden, Cole Palmer,
Sancho.
Sancho, but he's turned into a bit of a waste one.
They did Latvia and another guy to Southampton, but I think Latvia's the only one who's kind of.
But
I think Latvia's still a wait and see. Who knows? 60 million for it's just a bit unknown.
It's a lot of money for a 19-year-old.
Yeah,
for sure.
To answer your question, I'm not too disgruntled about those signings. I know we do need a defensive midfielder.
Silver linings, yeah. You got Hendo without the H, the Japanese Endo, mate.
Endo,
and he's gonna wreck it. That weren't my joke, by the way. I stole it from a friend, but Endo without the H. You got a Japanese Endo.
I don't know anything about him. Do you though? You must know him.
No, we know he's Japanese.
All I know is Asian players are the most fucking hard working individuals when they come into that level for football. Just hard working as like when Son first came in, we all didn't know he was gonna be that potent striker, right? But what we did see is that he works so hard.
Yeah.
Like that, and that's with all the Asian players like Mitoma.
Yeah. He did that time when Lloris had that go at him in the tunnel. No, I can't remember who they're playing.
Yeah. You don't respect me, I respect you. That one.
Yeah. You really squared up to him.
Oh, that was on the Amazon.
Yeah.
Not for that. Yeah, it wasn't tracking back or something. Yeah.
But I don't know, that Endo one is still out of the blue signing, man. It's just like no one knows anything about him. Look, you watch some clips, he looks good, but any clips can make anyone look good. And it's like, is he gonna play? Like, I mean, they definitely need a DM, right? But is he gonna play? It's a weird. It's like
it's weird, and obviously
I'm getting.
The only thing I'll say is he's obviously coming from Stuttgart.
Yeah.
And Klopp will still keep one eye on the German leagues.
I guess actually, yeah. And then I heard a stat just before we come on that Klopp has never not won the league without a Japanese player. So that's probably why he needs this Endo guy. So Dortmund had Kagawa,
Yeah.
Liverpool he had Minamino,
Yeah.
and this season that Dave has tipped he's gonna have Endo, mate.
All right.
Okay.
You know
There
what?
you go.
You know what, everyone? Get down the bookies.
It's just an omen.
Get down the bookies. Stick it on Liverpool to win. Get the dogs.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I think disappointing with performance. 1-1. Yeah, I know. I think let's move on to the next game. You know, get the energy levels back up. Get the way we want to play. And we'll take from there. So you know, we're not. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's hard to say. It's Chelsea away, 1-1. People might say, let's see, that's a good result. We've probably got a bit lucky. We didn't perform. But yeah, we'll probably. Ask me to start. I'll probably take a point. But yeah.
What, against Chelsea? Yeah.
Chelsea,
Yeah,
Chelsea,
100.
yeah, Chelsea away. I will take a point.
Like, especially with Poch at the helm. I think it.
Do
And
you-
I said this
do you
from the
rate-
start.
Do you rate Poch?
I
Yeah,
rate
I thought
Poch.
it was tidy.
100%. He might not win it. He might not win anything, but he'll come close.
Yeah.
I think he's got the pedigree. See, I really do feel like he will provide stability for Chelsea, and because they have nothing else to fight for apart from the league and the 2 domestic cups, he's just gonna have an Arsenal season, I think.
But
Like,
saying that, so we rate him and he's all right. But where do you think Chelsea's going to finish though?
In and around the top
Fifth,
4,
sixth,
but
innit?
fifth.
Yeah,
Fifth.
fifth.
The most realistic is 5th.
But the
right
problem
now.
with that is that so we're saying that Poch is good, they've got a good squad, spending. But
Yeah.
5th for Chelsea, size and spend ain't gonna be good enough for them. They'll probably give him 1 season of 5th and another season expecting more than that, and then if not, it's time to go.
Then
that
the top-
kind of thing.
Yeah,
On the block.
I was going to say he's probably got max 2 to 3
Two,
years.
yeah.
He
I think
must-
I
yeah,
think
he
this
must know.
season they would accept. I mean, not accept 5th, but they'll be like, okay, 5th, we go again, that kind of thing. Anything worse, we'll have to. But the problem with like even when our league prediction, there's so many good teams now. It's like a top. It's not even a top 4. It's definitely not. It's not been a top 4 for ages. It's been like a top 6 almost. You get what I mean? You've got Newcastle entering in, and then Arsenal's back. All of those big teams. So that's why we're putting Chelsea all the way down to 5th. Otherwise, if it weren't for the Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Man United, we'll put them in, and Newcastle will put them in the top 4. But now I'm guessing all of us are rating Newcastle above Chelsea, which is who would have thought that a few seasons back.
But look at their game over the weekend.
Yeah.
They look commanding, comfortable. Isak, like when Isak come through, I think everyone rated Isak before he got signed
he was
Newcastle.
good
But once he
representation,
came through to Newcastle and he had a few games,
Mm.
everyone kind of went. He went a bit cold turkey after that.
Mm-mm.
But I think he's proven himself,
No,
especially in the latter stages of the season, last season. He's kind of proved that he
Isak
can.
That goal he took
Yeah.
was saucy. That the chip,
Yeah.
and he's done that a few times. So
Yeah.
I mean, they've got Isak and Wilson, completely different players, but it's almost perfect combo
Yeah.
of the two. You know what I mean, one or the other.
I-
Yeah.
So would it would be fair for us to say like Mount and Kai give him some time? Would it be fair to say that, or are we saying they're just shit?
I
No,
think
because they played in the Premiership.
it's
You know,
yeah.
more Mount than Kai, but yeah, they play for top teams in the Premiership.
Yeah, because I think they give them time apply to come. When people come from another league, and you're like, okay, one year to settle in, and then another year to get good. But like I said, Kai's been at Chelsea and not great for 3 or 4 seasons, and Mount the same literally. But I think that it might have been similar season that they started up. So they might surprise us. I think Kai might probably, if of the two, Kai might have a better season than Mount. I still just don't think Mount's going to do much at all. Actually, that's contradictory because I've got Kai as my flop of the season, not even Mount. But
I got Mount. I got Mount.
Obviously it's only 1 game in the Prem, but also 6 games friendlies. He's not done anything, not a single assist, not a goal, and So
Who, Mount?
Yeah, Mount. Literally not done anything.
He done shit in that tournament in America, and he had that stat. What was that stat about? Like he was the only one that didn't get something on target when they
A
was
shot on
playing that
target,
game.
maybe. It could
Yeah,
be.
yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
could be.
That
Literally missed it. I mean, at least Kai scored that winning penalty. You know what I mean, for that to win whatever that.
Oh, he scored. He scored a, you know, you know when they were doing the volley challenge and it
Yeah,
was just awful, right?
yeah.
He scored a chested
Oh yeah,
volley,
yeah. I remember.
half volley,
Yeah. That's it.
in against MLS All Stars.
Yeah.
So it's just it kind of just shows like it doesn't matter, like, you know, if you're missing some rubbishy All Star game or challenge. It's what you do in the game, right? Like
yeah.
I still think he has quality. I just really do hope Arteta unlocks it, because I just, in the back of my mind, I'm just thinking, nah, not good enough. Not good enough.
But again, you're you're saying that, but you did have him as flop.
I do, because we're talking about the biggest flop, right? You paying 65 million, and for a player not to have impact in a game or any games, that, and obviously it's just one game.
Yeah.
It's kind of telling, right? You just don't spend that kind of money and not expect any return from it.
Yeah. It's very rare that players that command a huge fee, like 67 million, actually perform. You know, you look at...
And especially coming from a rival, that's one thing I didn't really understand. Like, you already know he's rubbish, and then, I mean, I don't know. Arteta must see something different than I do. I really do think, like, we thought the same for Ben White, we thought the same for Ramsdale,
Yeah, 100%.
and they turned out okay, right?
Yeah.
So Arteta must see something for us to, before even or any of us should think anything negative right now, because it's still just the start.
No, I get that. I get that. And I was saying the point. The price tag obviously makes a difference.
Yeah,
Like I said, there's not
with
many.
anything.
There's not many.
Like Declan Rice isn't a £100 million player. He was quality on the over the weekend, like interceptions and being very aware. He's very intellectual. He kind of sees sees plays and breaks up plays. So that is money kind of well spent, because we already see it. But with Kai, we just don't see anything. I don't see.
Yeah.
At least have some desire, you know. You're playing for Arsenal Football Club. You need a bit of desire.
It'd be interesting to see what happens in the next game. What he does with Havertz. So
Honestly, for me, I'll just...
If he keeps him, there's obviously, you know, there's
something. He's doing something right in training, right? Yeah.
All right. So I think one result that surprised me wasn't actually the Newcastle result. Was the Brighton result?
Why? They want to play Luton.
I thought. I know Luton just come up, but I thought losing, you know, lose players season after season.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't have, like, Moses didn't play, and obviously McAllister didn't play.
Yeah, I don't know.
They've been losing players left, right, and centre, and been still doing well. Not just this season, last season as well.
Yeah. Last season they lost Basuma, and Caicedo was Basuma's replacement. And then now they've sold Caicedo, and so now they're probably gonna get another gem, and whatnot.
Yeah.
And that other
How?
guy, I mean, they've got that who scored, I think, Abinda or something like that. Abinda, and then a good season there, 100 mil next season, right? So I think they've it's just Luton, so we'll have to see. Luton weren't gonna pose no threat. Matoma played good, did a nice little sick trick, cut back, clipped it, and then an assist.
Do you rate De Zerbi as a manager?
He's come from Italy to sort of, didn't know much about him, but he's proven last season he did good. Brighton were, lost loads of players. Great, they were stable on Potter, and like not almost. They are in Europe. He's taken them to Europe. Again,
He's done better than Potter.
Yeah. Remember, like everyone loved Potter, but he was just stable. So far so good. He's got them playing good football. I mean, he's definitely a good manager because Potter weren't playing Matoma and now he is. So there you go.
I hear some
Yeah,
bias in that.
yeah. Okay, that's enough for the football games. Any burning topics you want to talk about?
The other Mason,
Which other Mason?
you know,
That Mason.
that
Greenwood.
Mason, the
Okay.
Mason, the topic of the day for
Boycott. I'm
United.
gonna take burn the shirt. Topic of the day, Mason. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, no, it was raised right. So it's a weird topic because like I say, like you get those people. Oh, he wasn't found guilty though, so he's innocent. But that's not true though, is it? It's
Yeah,
No,
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 because the
it's yeah,
victim dropped it.
yeah, yeah,
no. It's because I did read a bit more about it. Like the lost loads of witnesses,
yeah.
and basically the Crown Prosecution Service wasn't confident of a win.
Yeah, they've got nothing to stand on. Basically, if the main person, which is his missus, withdraws her evidence, right, and say she's not going to take the stand, they got nothing to stand on. But then that doesn't mean he didn't do what he portrayed to do. You know what I mean? Like we know, like we haven't got a piece of paper and said, oh, you're guilty, but you're not guilty because it didn't go that far. But it's almost like saying if I see you, bloody Dave, like stealing, my last donut or something. I know you did it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you're stuffing your mouth, and then they say, "Oh, but he's not guilty." In the court of law, that's slow the ball. We know, it is a guilty act.
I did do that, by the way. I did steal you that donut.
But then the question does raise though. So, well, what do we actually want with him? Because it's right. So, because we've got other cases where there's, I mean, is the crime more severe? I don't know. Like. Maybe it isn't severe. I can't find a good example. Like I said, we have players who's like been put in prison for like.
Ched Evans, for example.
Yeah.
Convicted. I know he's playing in like the 7th tier of some league.
Yeah, but still played. But then I think there's more leeway for that because you know why? Because they did serve their time. So as viewers, we're more lenient. The fact that they went prison for like 2 or 3 years, and then come back, and then we're almost like, okay, he's done his punishment.
Reset.
Now now it's time to start again. So this Mason one, if anything, we would be more. I don't know if forgiving the word, but we'd be more accepting of him coming back if he actually served a year something or whatnot. You know what I mean? A year prison, came back. Okay, let's start again. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? I think the problem we have is that we know he's done it, but nothing's going to happen, and now you want us to continue our life as normal, but we can't because we can't forgive that. Then, in our eyes, there needs to be a punishment. So I think he's stuck in a hard place. But then, taken away from that, so what do we do then? So he's not found guilty of anything. So are we saying that that's it? That's his football career. I mean, actually, I'm not saying his football career, but I'm saying his football career at Man United should be over, but his football career elsewhere should be allowed to continue. Is that what we're saying?
For me, he shouldn't be putting on a United shirt ever again. Like, I don't know what United are thinking with the statement. He really shouldn't, because, like, think about all the female fans that are at United who may have fallen victim to some of the allegations that he's been charged or had been charged with. There isn't a comfortable position for them because they're supporting a club that has put someone who has supposedly done this with the charges dropped, and it just feels like he's not been, and that's the problem with youth in general these days. They do not suffer consequences of their actions, and I think that's been prevalent, especially in recent times, that they just get away with it, and because they get away with it, it's going to happen again.
Yeah, but then so you say right, he can't play for Man United, which we all agree on. But how do you feel if? Do you think he still can be and should be allowed to be a footballer?
Yeah, I think so.
In the Premier League, or you say in the foreign league?
Wherever whichever club that accepts him, but he should be working his way up again.
Mm.
He needs to work for it again. He can't feel like, oh, I've done something bad and now I can still play in the Prem. It shouldn't be like that. It should never be easy in terms of, especially if he hasn't served time or especially if he hasn't um, um,
So,
had that sort of retribution to the things that he's done, because that's not acceptable. That's not
Yeah,
what
no,
our modern society works and how it thrives, and what we're indicating not just to Mason Mount himself but other young
Greenwood,
people.
Mason Greenwood.
Sorry, yeah, Mason
Allow
Greenwood.
Mason
It
Mount. We know
like
he's shit, but he's not. He's not bad either.
um, if if we don't if we allowing this and showing this to young people across the nation internationally, then it just doesn't send a great message, really.
but you're saying he can still play for another Prem team.
No, he shouldn't. He needs to work his way back up
So
again,
what? Talking about Championship.
wherever he can get football.
I think
What if it goes to La Liga?
Maybe even another country.
I think his best option would be another country, but the championship would also work. But he won't go. But the reason why championship will work, because what he needs is he needs a league that there's lesser eyes on. So you know the championship barely, not many of us watch it or whatever. Do you get what I mean? Whereas the Premiership is just all the eyes are there. Every time he's on the pitch, he's on TV, it's just too much. And yeah, that's it.
He would be put under a lot of pressure in terms of his mental health as well, because he would suffer the backlash from it.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's Manchester
let's
United's responsibility as the club as they are is to support him by not bringing him back
but,
into
Yeah,
the
but you
fold.
know what? But
I feel we've got to be a bit careful. Like, you know, he's obviously still not the victim in this. You know, so,
Yeah, 100%.
you know, obviously mental health's a big thing, but you know, I feel that obviously he caused that himself, and you know,
Well, we don't know the ins and outs,
let's
right?
let's not a bandwagon. Oh, let's save Mason Greenwood's mental health, because that'd be even wrong thing.
No,
Wrong,
but Dave, people are people at the end of the day. That
yeah,
he's still a human
and
being, right?
people are shit as well.
Yeah, they are. I think if so long as he serves some form of punishment or whatever.
You're saying the punishment is to, yeah, okay, kick him out of Man United, and for him to continue earning whatever.
I'm not
You know
saying
what,
that
he's
he can
continue
continue
to
to
earn his
earn
money anyway.
whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he needs to be starting from scratch and working hard to get back to that level.
Yeah. But you know what you were saying about the backlash from fans. Fans are fickle. You know, like for the first few games, he'll come on and that he'll get booed and whatnot. Give it a few months, give it a few time to think. He scores a goal, people will celebrate. You get what I mean? And then people will forget all the you know why we hate him in the first place. And a good example of how we think like Kurt Zuma, when he kicked the cat. You know what I mean? But first game he's back, everyone boos him, and now things are forgotten about. It's just literally time heals everything. Do you know what I mean? So it's like that.
Here's a question: if it was a lesser player, like a youth player,
No, he'd be out. He'd be
yeah,
out. Yeah.
Man United's
100%. They probably released. I've got. There was an example where there was a youth team who did thing, and they just released them straight away. I forgot what it was, but no, it's because he's high profile. He scored loads of goals. He was coming. Of course, this is his profile plays it. It's kind of like anything. If you've got a bit of backing, you mean more. You get me? If you're a little small fry, you make a mistake, you're out here straight away. So, yeah.
So I think United's stance has changed, because I think when I released that statement, they said that I can't remember it word for word, but obviously taking like more time over this, and clearly there's like they recognise the backlash. So,
Yeah, I think did they just pull it out to have a little feeder, or to see how it will turn out, or is it literally stage one of a longer process to put this out and then embed us in again? I mean, who knows? Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? But I think I think it's less likely he'll stay now. I think because all
After
the
the backlash.
Yeah, after the
Well,
backlash.
if so, good. Hopefully that the backlash, has worked. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah. Okay. Enough of Greenwood. FPL tipsies. How do you do
FPL
that?
Tipsies.
Well, we need a certain
Guest appearance.
certain guy from Thailand here for that.
Anyway, yeah, Will's 1 point ahead of me. Dave's lingering. Dave, you're third from bottom, bro.
Yeah, but it's only like 10 points.
Yeah, but it all matters at this stage. Actually,
That-
nah, everyone's team's okay. I think.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Will's double Newcastle defense didn't quite pay out. Don't know what Jefferson Lerma's doing in your team and starting.
It was just a fodder, isn't it?
What
Bench
for the
fodder.
over of a Risa
I miss
deadline? Yeah.
No. I missed. I didn't want 3 strikers on.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't feel like Wisa, obviously because forget his name now. Ivan Toney is out, and that was the obvious person to put in terms of striker position. And obviously I was wrong for not putting him in. But I just wasn't sure if he was up to the task, and especially who were they? Who did Brentford play?
Tottenham 2-2.
Yeah, I didn't feel like. I felt Tottenham would be in a better position to win the game than Brentford.
Yeah, but come on.
See where I'm coming from.
Jefferson Lerma is literally someone who stays on the bench until you need him auto subbed on.
Yeah, and he does get a goal here and there.
But hopefully, like if we do FPL review every week, it'll keep you interested every week now, Will. So you stick with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always stick around.
Yeah.
And then when I do remember, it's too late.
Yeah, but you miss 1 week, and it's so hard to play catch up.
Anyway,
I think my mistake was taking Haaland out. I took Haaland out at one point.
Oh, you mean last season?
Somewhere mid-season, I took him out.
You probably replaced him.
I took a gamble because I needed more points. So I took a gamble on the differential, and it didn't work out because he must have banged in 3.
All 3 of our teams are fairly different, I guess, but we'll see. But anyway, Alvarez, I think he's a.
That's a big tip. Yeah,
big
Alvarez
tip.
is a big
Remember,
one because he's playing on the left or right now, isn't it?
Plays. The game just gone. He actually played just behind Haaland, but.
Oh, he's a shadow striker.
With
Okay.
Point confirmed out, I think.
Alvarez is gonna play 100%.
6.5 mil.
That's cheap for a striker.
Yeah, I think on Bemo is going to be good tip.
Another 6.
He's going to. I know Weisler's playing up front with him, but I think he's going to benefit more. Well, and he's on penalty duties.
The thing is that 6.5 price bracket is flooded. Like you got Matoma and Bermol, Eze, who you've got,
Yeah, what there is lacking in FPL is bloody strikers.
Yeah. Basically,
It's just Haaland, isn't it? Haaland galore.
Now that Kane's gone, it's like, it's a bit.
Hopefully, the people that put Kane in are saving a bit of money,
I
spreading
was
that
gonna have
wealth.
Kane if he stayed. I had a stacked team with Kane, Salah, and Haaland.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah,
Probably gonna be shit.
I had that as well, and that eats like 40 million of your budget.
Yeah. It looked good on paper. You think, I've got all the best 3 top players, but all the rest around them were dog shit. But it would have been interesting how it would have played out.
I'll tell you who is very good value. 4.5 mil. Chikwueze, no. Chikwueze from Chelsea.
Chelsea, nah.
Yeah.
Oh, the
For
midfielder.
4.5. That could be a fodder for you.
He's not starting.
But he starts.
It's not starting when Moses and the other guy comes.
Probably, that's true. It's true. Probably.
Yeah. So,
Oh, what Casado and
Yeah, you got Casado and Latvia and Elise to fit in now. So
if you listen.
No,
to
but Elise's for Sterling, though, isn't it? Surely. Surely. Has to be. Sterling was like he saw a lot of the ball, but he was dog.
No, that's Sterling that we're like. Look, Sterling's been bad for Chelsea, but even for City, like you can't help but score in that City team. So maybe this is the real Sterling that we're seeing. Do you know what I mean? You know.
But,
So what you're saying? What's that Australian striker, the female one, the Australian female striker? Yeah. So you're saying that she'll score left, right, centre if she's in that City?
Well, I think
left, right, centre.
It's like
Okay.
Andy Cole. You put him in the Good United team, and he banged 30 goals in.
What? De Bruyne is not there to assist. Who's going to assist?
Alfred. Cole Palmer, who scored today. Yeah. Did you watch the women's highlights?
I haven't yet. I've yet to do it.
They just caught it earlier, and we're saying they scored. There's some decent goals.
Some bangers,
The first England goal was a banger. Top corner.
No one's saving that.
Yeah.
Side netting, no? That was side netting. I saw that one.
Yeah,
side netting that.
And then Australia's equaliser, we're saying, is a good shot, good outside area, and it looked good, but it's because it basically just flipped over the keeper. And we're saying any other, like if it was a male keeper, he would have just plucked it out of the air, kind of thing. But the female keeper at full stretch, just literally dips over and makes it look better. But actually, coming home, England's gonna win the league, World Cup.
Yeah,
not the Euros, yeah.
We should spend like a few minutes about that. And would you believe they're not going to have a bank holiday if England win?
Yeah, I think we should all get a day off and just go watch it and get the flags out. Right?
Yeah. But I think England's got a good shout, really good shout.
England, Spain, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Spain are decent though. Even the women's side is very, very decent.
Who did they lose to in the group stage? They lost to someone.
Who? Spain or Spain?
Spain, yeah.
I don't remember. I've not watched much of it. To be honest.
But we're all going for England.
England are always Spain are slight phase, but it's pretty much even. 2.62 versus 2.75. So it's probably going to be a draw on penalties.
Ooh.
That's not a bad tip.
And
is Lauren James back then, or is it a 3-match ban? Because it's straight red, right?
It's not 2-match.
2-match. So
still miss it.
She's
though,
not
right?
back. Yeah, she's not back. Yeah, she's not back. She's a good player though. Lauren James. Good shot. She's got a good shot.
Why is she good?
She's got a good strike on her. Knows where the goal is.
Right.
Hard working. She seems hard working. Petulant, but hard working.
I go. Japan smashed Spain up 4-0.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
England's definitely coming home then. England. 2.75. Put your money on it.
Do you know what we should do? We should do predictions for next week.
Right.
Or the next week matches.
And
then we can tally up. Do we have time for all of them?
We probably need to. I know what you mean, like Chris Sutton does on BBC.
Yeah. Like, or maybe just our teams.
All right.
Prediction.
You want to do it now or one for next week?
Yeah. No, we do it now.
Okay. Go on. Arsenal's got Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace. Away. We're away, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be a tight game. 2-1. I don't like playing against Roy. Good old boy.
2-1 to Arsenal, I'm assuming.
2-1 Arsenal, yeah.
Is there ever going to be any
Nketiah
where we bet against our own team? Interesting. I might.
I think it depends on who's playing, right?
Spurs versus United away again. I think there might be goals, isn't it? 2-2, 2-2 maybe.
A draw.
Yeah, I think 2-2 again. But I don't know.
What are you, home or away?
Away. Although not being home versus Wolves,
it's quite tough. It's quite tough. It's quite tough at the toilet.
Yeah. We'll see. I reckon 2-2. I reckon a draw, but 2-2 would be my
Okay. Some goals. Who do you reckon to score it? score the goals?
Well, I've got Richarlison in my FPL, so hopefully Richarlison. But this is how it's gonna go: Richarlison score, Son score, Madison 2 assists, and there you go.
How many goals did Richarlison score last season?
1 league go. But it can
What
only
makes you think he's gonna score then?
it can only get better. It can only get better.
Did he score over the weekend?
No,
No.
of course not.
Okay. And you're going against quite a strong United defense as well, right?
Yeah, but I just think with the way Spurs played, quite attacking, United. I mean, like I said, United conceded all those shots to Wolves, who couldn't put one away. You kind of concede those kind of chances to Spurs. I'm sure Son, Madison,
Kulusevski
gonna tuck one away. You know what I mean? Have we lost Dave?
possibly. No. Oh,
Okay.
I'm still here.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so who's Liverpool got? Liverpool has
We're
Bournemouth.
home to Bournemouth.
oh, smash him! Salah hat trick.
We've smashed them for the past few seasons. I don't expect that to change.
Salah hat trick. I put hit Salah on captain duties over Haaland.
Captain out.
Okay, so I will probably say 3-0.
3-0. I'm going 4-0.
I'll say 3-0.
I'd go 4-0 as well.
You know what?
I just think Liverpool have too much quality not to score banging those goals against Bournemouth.
Do you know, surprisingly, this is the one that, it was 1-0 the last time they were out, March. 1-0.
Oh, really?
But what was it before?
Before that was the 9-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no doubt Bournemouth will like chock-a-block, park the bus against Liverpool.
Who's their manager?
They've got this new guy. Don't know. Remember, it was Gary O'Neill who made them, who saved them, and then they brought in this Andoni
Unknown.
Areola. No idea.
No, don't know who the hell he is.
Yeah.
Don't know. So yeah, well we'll compare these predictions, but yeah.
So we've got 2-1 Arsenal, 3-0 Liverpool,
2-2
2-2 United. All right.
Yeah, sounds fair.
Go. Call it there.
Yeah.
Till next week.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Show me your medals.
Be more like Key. Shout out to Key, our new subscriber.
Big shout out. Big
yeah,
shout out.
93 views on our first video, 7 new subscribers, 1 comment, 7 likes. It's only upwards.
Yeah.
Only upwards,
We
boys.
can't do any worse.
Oh, 6.8 hours of viewing time, which is surprising seeing as it was 1 hour and we got 93 views. It should be 93 hours. Some of our mates are definitely like, yeah, press play, press stop, and and probably 3 hours of that is for us three, so literally 3.8 hours. So yeah.
No comment.
Okay. Till next week.
All right.
Yeah, see you next week.
See ya.
Yeah. Press stop. Does it work? No, because
Still recording, bro.
How did
No,
you
no,
do it last time?
No, because I've got record here, but I'm just gonna end session for Alden.
Yeah.
And I'll give you guys a call back on WhatsApp.
Alright.
All right.
All right.